Hello. Weirdest intro I've ever done? Probably not. So today we're going to talk about laundry tips when you're on tour. Sometimes laundry can be super complicated, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to stay organized when it comes time to do laundry. I also have a couple other tips that are just helpful tips while you're on the road. So let's get started. I do feel that it's important to note that with my air conditioner going in our apartment, and it's currently 80 degrees. Also, this is the damp rid that we have going, so it is also pretty humid, so I'm a little sweaty. But you know, by God, tour doesn't stop, so we're gonna bring on the tips. It's gonna happen. All right, laundry tip number one. Get yourself one of these containers. It is weather tight and leak proof. So I like to travel my laundry pods in here, so even if they explode in the constantly changing temperatures and environments that we're going to, it's always gonna be safe and contained in here. Inside with the laundry pods, I also travel quarters, because if you remember back to your college days, or even if you live near a laundromat, you're gonna need some quarters. And I would recommend, because you're probably gonna need to do at least 1 to 2 loads when you're already, you're gonna be traveling in cities where the average cost of a load is about $6, $5 to $6. So just make sure you have enough quarters to do at least 1 load of laundry, and you can always hand wash some things in your sink as well. Second laundry tip, intimates bag, which actually just in general is just a good tip, because if you're someone that finds that you lose socks really easily, having an intimate bag, a mesh bag that you can zip up and put all of your delicates into, just so it doesn't get lost, it doesn't get torn up, it doesn't get twisted in with your other clothes. It's gonna save you time, it's gonna keep everything nice and together. And also, if someone is rude and takes your stuff out of the washer or dryer before it's done, at least your shit will be together. Upside. Speaking of hand washing, I traveled a small size of this Dawn. They actually make an even smaller size, a little dinky guy size, that I would also travel inside of this with my laundry pods and quarters. Dawn Blue Dawn dish soap actually gets out a significant amount of stains. It's pretty amazing, actually. Shout out Dawn if you want to sponsor me. Is it gonna reach Dawn? I don't know. Someone call Dawn. It's amazing, I love it. It gets out so many stains. If you perchance bleed onto one of your bits of clothing, what a weird way to say that. It's cool, we're just talking about getting blood stains on things. All right, so a really great tip that I learned from a wardrobe supervisor, shout out Christina Leineke, is that if you do manage to get some of your blood on your clothes, then your own DNA in your saliva will actually help remove the blood stains, which is fascinating to me. So some of this is not surprising to you because you may have been asked to spit into a cup by a wardrobe person before, or you might be that wardrobe person who's using a toothbrush with someone else's spit to get out some blood on a piece of clothing. So anyway, spit, it's a miracle. You can travel, it always takes up 0 space. Spit! I'm the most professional, in case anyone's wondering. Okay. Collapsible hampers. You do not have to travel a collapsible hamper. You can absolutely get by without using a collapsible hamper. However, I loved it. It made me feel like a human, the fact that I had a hamper and a hamper to take back and forth between my room and the laundry room. I used this in the first part of the tour, and then what I actually ended up doing was using a reusable bag or a paper bag instead of this. So I ended up sending it home and just using whatever I had. So again, you don't need this, but if you like feeling like a human from time to time, it's kind of a nice amenity. Don't worry guys, there's only 2 more tips. You're hanging in there, you're champions. Okay, next tip is just to bring a reusable tote bag. I love the Trader Joe's tote bag because it's got 2 side pockets, and like, I like pockets. Like, I'm a gal who likes dresses and jumpsuits with pockets. So of course I love a tote bag with pockets. But regardless, having a reusable tote bag is invaluable while you're on the road. Yes, you can use it as a hamper, you can use it at the grocery, you can use it while you're going back and forth between the theater. It is so good to have a multi-purpose tote bag at all times. Some people travel a ton, but you will find that you can get by with just one. So everyone at home with 13,000 reusable tote bags, I am begging you, next time you go to make a donation or give something to a friend, put it in a reusable tote bag and repurpose that tote bag. Let it go. Go out into the world. You don't need 12,000. Just a couple will do the trick, but if you're on the road, one will serve you just fine. All right, last tip. Something that I travel with me at all times, it's not necessarily laundry specific, but I just think it's a great tip, is to travel command hooks. So this comes in handy, especially if you're traveling on the bus. You will find a constant need for command hooks. But even in hotel rooms, I use these all the time just to keep my cords up off the counters, and I would use the really heavy duty ones. I don't have the one that I use right now, but they make one that can hold up to 10 to 15 pounds, and I would hang my tote bag when I got back home up on that hook, and then I would have the rest of my floor space and seating space free. So having these traveling are so wonderful. You can hang up your robe if you're like me and you travel a bathrobe or a coat. Make yourself a little drop zone when you get there. You can hang your keys up so you don't ever lose your keys. Yeah, it's pretty great. So command hooks. Done. Spit. Command hooks. Call me. All right, so I hope some of these tips were a little helpful for you. If you're heading out on tour and you have some questions, or if you're already out on tour and looking to make your life a little easier, make sure you email me, find me on Facebook, or go to fourthwallorganizing.org and you can find out more about the services that I offer for people on the road or prepping to go on the road. Thanks, bye.